2. What's up, fam? We are live. Another episode of Agree to Disagree, the flagship. Later on the show, Crumb of the Week. Phillies, white hot, winners of 6 in a row. And, of course, start the show off, everything Sixers. Joel Embiid, Game 2. Join us.
Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgazzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
What's up, fam? We are back. Another episode of Agree to Disagree. Brian Wilson on that side. I am Greg Malachvic. No Tom Arnone. No Uncle Sweeps. Baseball is back, and they are on the diamond all weekend. So maybe get a run-in later on, but it's just Willie and I for tonight. As I mentioned, Crumb of the Week to end the show. Phillies are white hot, 6 in a row, 2 straight sweeps, head out on a 10-game road trip. We'll get into that later on, but everything Sixers-related. Game 2, Joel Embiid. We will start the show, and today's show is brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy. You can find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. 2 locations, Burlington and Cherry Hill, Princeton and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy. Tonight, poll question, which is brought to you by Baggio's Bread, located in Mount Laurel, home of the best stuffed breads, tomato pies, sands, cutlets, meatballs. Mention A2D for 10%. Google them. They have a new address. They're still in Mount Laurel, but Google them for their new address. Tonight's poll question.
Great food, too. Great food.
The Sixers will bounce back and win Game 2. Do you agree or disagree? And, Willie, I was on last night with Tommy, and we were going through, a post-game show, and how do we combat how we combat and win Game 2, right? Late in the show, someone brought up, is it a must-win? And we both agree that it's not a must-win. It's a very nice must-have, right? It's a nice-to-have win, but it's not a must-win. But I'm going to agree to the poll. And it's also why I disagreed to what we talked about yesterday with the supporting cast. I'm going to agree because we got thoroughly the Knicks are not going to shoot the way they did last night, like they did last night.
Josh Hart definitely is not.
Josh Hart, Miles McBride.
I can't believe Josh Hart's hitting threes like that.
Yeah. Josh Hart, Miles McBride, not going to shoot that well, and we were still there at the end of the game. We had a compromised Joel Embiid for the second half. We were outscored 33-12 in the second quarter, and we were still there with a chance to win the game despite all that. So I'm absolutely going to agree to this. I think we're going to nut up tomorrow. I think Joel is going to be able to find a way to be effective despite his limitations. So I absolutely agree. Before we go over to Willie, fam, chime in, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Give us a share tonight. It's just the two of us. Give us a share. Let's get out there. Willie, what do you say?
Give us a share.
Yeah, why not?
I think that we will win tomorrow. I don't know that we're going to win the series, though. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. Last night was bad, and I feel like their rebounding is a problem. Yeah. We got to Buffalo Wild Wings has been running a box out commercial for a month. I might run it on loop today in the Sixers facility because we need to box out. Listen, the Knicks like to hit the boards, and they hit the boards hard last night, and they do that well. And if we're not going to box out, they're going to beat us because they're going to rebound the shit out of the ball. So we have to get the rebounds. We have to hit the boards. We got to box out. We got to find the guy, and we got to get rebounds. Obviously, Joel is, I don't know. It's the same thing every year. He's hobbled. You hope that he can just play through it and be fine. He's obviously going to be hobbled. I think our bench was trash yesterday. I expect our bench to be better. So I feel like we have a good shot if they play better. But we played very well against Brunson. We held Brunson in check. He didn't play well.
Not at all.
If you're
9 of 28, 9 of 28 or 26.
Yeah, bad. He was bad. I think like about 30%, maybe even less. Yep. So if you're a Knicks fan, you can kind of be saying the same thing that we're saying. Like, well, we won with our best player playing like trash. So, but I do expect us. I think the bench will play well tomorrow. I think that we will rebound the ball better, And I don't think that their fringe guys like Josh Hart are going to be hitting massive threes like he did last night. Josh Hart couldn't hit wood if he fell off a boat. I can't believe he was hitting shots last night.
Yeah.
Right in my face too. It's probably because I was making mention about like leave Hart open, let him shoot. And he's just burying shots. I'm like, this is unreal. The one that was like end of the shot clock, like 1-footer, that was the one that was the killer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that we're going to bounce back and win game 2. I'm nervous about the series though. I think the series is going to go 7.
But was he, Don? Was he really a scorer?
No, Josh Hart. Everyone's a scorer in
good
college.
Player.
If you're an NBA player, you should score in college. But
yeah,
Josh Hart stinks.
And it's funny, Wilson, like when you listen back at the real quick,
good great guy.
Martian, Don, Greg, Josh, John, Frank, Michael, Ayo, Kev. We all see you in the chat. Thank you all for chiming in. You listen to Nick Nurse's is like post game and even his little bit today. They're good with what transpired, right? And that kind of also gives me a little I don't want to say solace in losing, I guess, right? Not that you ever want to lose, but when you listen to them and they're like, yeah, well, maybe it's not as easy as boxing out as you said, right? But yes, we got to get a body on somebody, right?
Yeah, we got to hit the boards.
We got to stop these back tips, which they love to do, right? But in terms of getting the open shots, I think they're going to live with that, and I think it kind of comes down to, my thought process too is Josh Hart's not going to stay, 4 for 8 or 5 for 7 from 3, right? Miles McBride's not going to go 6 for 7 from 3 last night. It was a good game from them, but at the end of the day, we were still right there.
And let's be honest, the Knicks needed to win that game. If we come in and win game 1 on the road, I mean, it demoralizes the whole series. We take the whole series from when we win that game yesterday.
Yes.
So honestly, that was a much bigger game for the Knicks than for us, in my opinion. But I would like to see us get it done tomorrow. I think it's going to be a tight game. I expect us to play better, and I think if we play better, we'll get the win. I still think
Frank, we're getting close to that point,
series,
Frank.
though.
Frank, we're getting close to that point. I don't know, obviously, if it's going to be end of the regular season, but we're starting to get to that point where we're at least starting to question it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, but unfortunately, yeah, listen, if we lose this series and he's banged up, he's banged up right now. You have to start talking about it because he's going to be 30. It's going to be 31. It's not like the injuries are going to be behind him. Like usually you start getting hurt when you're older. He's been hurt as a younger guy, so
yeah, it's whole career.
Not like he's going to be healthy in his late 30s. So yeah, you got to start right. You got to start talking about it.
And we start. Not that we're not already there, but we start trending even deeper into the textbook definition of insanity. Right? Continue to go the same thing over and over again, expecting
I was calling it
different
Groundhog's
results.
Day a lot yesterday.
Yes.
Groundhog's Day. It's the same thing every year in the playoffs. Groundhog's Day. He gets hurt throwing a oop off the backboard to himself. Like, I love the fact that he came back.
What a play, right? Like, what a play.
You can't get hurt throwing a oop off the backboard to yourself. You just can't. So I'm happy he came back in. But yeah. I just hope his knee holds out and he can maintain playing at a high rate here. And if so, I think that we'll beat the Knicks. But it's going to be a very tough series. And I'm not underestimating the Knicks at all. The Knicks are very good. But there's a good chance that we finish as the second best team in the East if Joel's healthy all year. You know what I mean?
100%.
So I'm not worried about the Knicks. I think the Knicks are very good, though.
We're not a regular 7. We're not a regular 7 seed, right? And Michael, we're not underestimating. We just know, again, last night shows that we are the more talented team, right? We had 4 guys in double figures, and they can probably say the same thing, right? Because I think they only had 4 guys in double figures. We had 4 guys in double figures, and 2 of them were like 10, 12 points, right? Yeah. You had Maxey 33, Joel 28, right? So 26. And then Oubre was 10, and Lowry was 17, I think, right? So we're not underestimating them. Maybe I am, right? Because I don't think the Knicks are very good. So I might be underestimating them.
I think they're a lot better. I just also
think that we're a better team.
Yeah, listen, Julius Randle, when they had Julius Randle playing and he was healthy, they had a phenomenal record. Now they were only like 2 games above 500 when he doesn't play. I understand they have a really good record with Anunoby when he plays, and he missed some time once he got there. But like, Anunoby to me is more of a defensive stopper. If you get stuff from him offensively, you're happy. He's not gonna be a great offensive weapon throughout the series, in my opinion. Just like he hit shots last night too. They had a bunch of guys that don't normally hit shots last night, which helps. Obviously, it's the playoffs. Guys step up. That could happen. But I'm willing to bet that they're not going to do that every game.
Correct.
So yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. Tobias stinks. I don't even want to talk about Tobias. I honestly, I'm in favor. If he's not going to rebound, which he didn't rebound last night, I'm in favor of him not playing. Like I would bench him if I was Nurse. I would.
Yeah,
I know he gets big money, but I don't give a shit.
Tommy and I talked about it last night on the show, right? He hit that first three early on.
Yeah,
and you're like, let's go, Toby, cook, baby. Let's go. Playoff Toby's here. And then Tommy wonderfully says, the next two hit the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, and
right?
playoff Toby is here. We're
and then playoff Toby, regular season Toby came into playoff Toby, right?
And then same guy. It's like
7 points. Only
Spider-Man meme.
He did have 9 rebounds, so I'll give him there. He did have 9 rebounds.
I just felt like the guys. I don't know. I mean,
but
I guess
31 minutes. 31 minutes. You need more than that.
I just need. You got to be in double figures too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way you can't be in double figures scoring. We pay you too much. You're too important to the team, and it's going to be. It's the same way it is every year, Greg. You know, Joel's going to get his. Max is going to get his. People are going to let Toby shoot because they know he doesn't make big shots. Never has. I honestly don't want him shooting. I'd rather have Oubre shoot.
Don, this is my question after yesterday. Was Buddy Hield, right?
Too, by the way.
Where was he? Only 11 minutes, but probably because he wasn't very effective. He was 0 for 2. Overall, 0 for 1 for 3-point. He's a minus 16.
Yeah, Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield doesn't play defense. We can remove the D from his name. Buddy Hield. No defense for Buddy Hield. It might be tough for him to get in this series because of the fact that he doesn't play a lot of defense.
He doesn't play defense.
And doesn't board a lot. And the Knicks board the shit out of the ball. So you gotta be able to board.
And if you notice too, a lot of these guys, Paul Reed, Buddy Hield, obviously Campaign, they came in during that second quarter when Joel sits, right? And that's where we got outscored 33-12, and they never saw the court again for at least extended minutes, right?
And I think we got outscored on the bench. Like the bench scoring was horrific. I think we only had like 8 or 9 bench points, and they had 7. Okay, yeah, and they had a lot. They had like 25, 30.
They had, because Deuce Miles McBride had 21. Bogey had 13, so that's 34. They had 42 points because Mitchell Robinson pitched in for 8. Yeah,
so they had a lot, and we had 7. That's embarrassing.
7.
So I would expect our bench to play better than that. Our bench has played pretty well
for the most part,
later part of the season here. So that's why I expect them to play better than that. Obviously, didn't go off on a great foot first game, but that's why I think that we are going to win the series eventually. I think we have a stronger full unit than them. Didn't show yesterday.
Yeah.
But I expect it to show throughout the series.
Yeah, and Ayo Kev and Don brought up McBride, and McBride was a spark for them, and he was a spark for them in the regular season too, right? He was big for them against us in the regular season. I'm just going to bank on he's not going to shoot every time he comes in 5 for 7 from 3. Right, he might be a spark, but he might be he might be a spark around 12 to 15 points. He's not going to drop 21 every game, right? You know what I mean? Like, because he's obviously a big part of their bench and their rotation. I mean, he logged 28 minutes yesterday, but he can't score over 20 if you're the Sixers and need to win. Yeah, true. Yeah, we're close, Martian.
Honestly,
we're close, bud.
Even if we go down 2-0, though, it's not. They always say it's not a series till somebody wins on the opposing team's court. Obviously, we're going home. I like our chances to win at home, but preferably, I'd love to win tomorrow. Yeah.
Paul, no, you're absolutely right, Paul. I think the Knicks fans are probably saying the same thing, right? Brunson, that we say with our bench. Our bench didn't show up, and the Knicks fans probably could say, Brunson and DiVincenzo only had 30 combined, right? So you're right, absolutely. Dante. Was 2 for 5 from 3 for 10 overall. But, I've seen a lot of Dante DiVincenzo. That's where he is, though.
Yeah, well, listen, when McBride and Hart are shooting well, DiVincenzo's, he's not going to see as many shots. That's kind of how it is, they're going to let the other guys. Then you go to the hot hand. That's basketball. You go to the hot hand.
And when Brunson's jacking 26, what are you going to expect?
He's going to shoot 25 times a game, more than likely. He's their guy that's going to shoot. So, yeah. We'll see. I still think that we're going to get the job done. I don't know. Last night I was saying Knicks in 5, but that was just drunk me talk. By the way, last Sunday was drunk me talk, and I apologize for that.
Well, as you saw earlier, Martian's already there. Martian has first comment of the night. First comment of the night.
Listen, I think I was too drunk last week. That was on me. Listen,
that was a train wreck.
Note to self: if you go to the Phillies game, you don't need to go to the bar afterwards before the show. Note to self. Rough one. I had a rough one. I had a rough one last Monday. It's rough.
Yeah.
No, Pete. I mean, Pete, you're 100% correct. His durability has been a liability his entire career. You know, and it's like we said, he's getting older. It's not going to get better as he gets older. That doesn't happen to anybody. So yeah,
Frank.
it's gonna. Yeah, Frank. You know, I mean, that is our luck.
I think that the most recent kick in the balls is going to be he's going to go play in the Olympics and win a gold and be unbelievable, even though he could play the playoffs. Right? That's going to be the kick in the nuts.
I thought it was kind of strange that he's playing for the U.S. in the Olympics, but I mean,
yeah,
I know. I guess he got citizenship so he could play. Did he get citizenship strictly so he could win a gold medal?
Yep. He wants to do it for Arthur. He said
not
he wants to do it for his kid.
That's not bad.
Right? He always had dual citizenship, so he said his son's obviously American, right? Born here, so he wants to do it for him, right? Everything he's had, and everything he's done has been here, so he wants to do that. So I'm all for it. You got to play the playoffs, though.
I mean, listen,
if you sit out the playoffs, I don't want to see you playing for Team USA.
I don't think Cameroon has a shot to win the gold, so I think he made a smart decision. Going to be a tough one for the Cameroonians to pull gold.
Yes, Tom. Mitchell Robinson played a tough 30 minutes.
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson
12 rebounds, to your point. Yes, he was a big factor.
That's what he does. He defends and rebounds, Mitchell Robinson. I still think that Joel should be able to get him in foul trouble. But I don't know. I'm not sure what kind of Joel we got this series right now, especially, landing awkwardly.
Agreed, Martian.
We'll see.
All right, well, and Fad, chime in at home. Wills, what if you had to rank, top 2 or 3 reasons or factors that we got to change from game 1 to game 2? What is your number 1 factor that you're going with?
Oh, well, I mean, we already talked about the rebounding, but I would go bench scoring to me. Like, obviously, we can't get outscored by 35 points on the bench. Like, they can't, you know what I mean? Like, I would expect our bench to put 20 points up at least. To have 7 and have them have over 40 is ridiculous. That can't happen again. And I think
Subi, what up, brother?
If it's closer than that, I feel like that we win the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just get a couple guys to chip in and hold a couple of their guys down. Obviously, McBride had a huge game. But yeah, I think the bench scoring is a huge part. Obviously, the rebounding is, we know that. But the bench scoring is huge. We got to have more production from our bench and hopefully less from theirs.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. They had 55 total rebounds to our 33. And they had 23 offensive rebounds to our 24 defensive rebounds.
Yeah,
and then we only had 9 offensive rebounds to their 32 defensive. And I think a lot of that kind of goes to show, kind of in the same line of Martian's comment here, right? Joel Hurt or not should not be locked up by Mitchell Robinson. I agree.
True.
But I also think that Joel Hurt, as we saw, tends to stay away from the basket. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Because he doesn't
we're not going to get as many offensive rebounds. He's not going to draw as many fouls because he's kind of hanging out the 3-point line.
Because he's hanging out,
Yeah, which I don't like. If you're going to do that, maybe don't play. Get inside.
And Michael, yes, the Knicks were 20-3 with OG, but right, you could look at the Sixers when Maxey and Embiid are on the court, and they're just as good, right? OG just hit a huge 3 that he just normally doesn't hit in the crux of the game, right? Nick Nurse talks about that. We were up 3 points at one point, right there towards the end of the game. We missed 3 open looks, and the Knicks came down and buried 3 open looks, and that flipped the game back, right? That flips the game back.
Our defense was a little shaky down the stretch too. I can see if they swing the ball around a few times and they get an open look, but you can't have one pass to a wide open 3. Like, we got to be more attached than that.
Well, I liked what they did in that zone, right? I liked what they did in the zone, and they were kind of funneling Brunson to help, and they were allowing Josh Hart, OG, these other guys to hurt them, and to their credit, they did, right? True. That was their game plan, and I think that's what Nick Nurse kind of shows and talks about when he says, we'll live with those shots, right? I want those guys taking those shots.
I don't want wide open looks, though, but
I do agree with you there. In rhythm, wide open looks, we might need to change it up, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the NBA, in rhythm, wide open look, you should make. most of the time, I would
for
say.
sure.
So if as long as we're contesting these shots, I'm fine with Josh Hart and OG Anunoby and Miles McBride shooting. I'm okay with that. I'd rather them shoot than an open DiVincenzo or an open Brunson, obviously. But we still have to get hands up. We gotta stay connected and get hands up in faces.
Yes, absolutely. No, I agree there. So if I'm answering this,
and I agree with Kyle. I agree with Kyle here too. We've been praising about how much we like our bench, and then they lay an absolute dud game one. That's not great.
Yeah. And I'm going to kind of go on the same wavelength, but like obviously talk about it a different way. We got to worry about when Joel's off the floor, right? Those times in that second quarter and that third quarter where we know Joel's going to sit. Like there's his scheduled times. It's whether he's hurt or not. It's those times where he sits. We can't be outscored, right? I mean, we're outscored 33-12 in the second quarter.
That's terrible.
We were up 9 heading into the second quarter, and we got outscored 33-12 throughout. And I know early on it was even worse, right? That us scoring 12 points probably was an anomaly in that second quarter, or something good that came of it, because at one point it was super.
It's
it was
also
really
when he
bad.
got hurt too. He went back to the locker room.
So, but it kind of goes to your point with the bench scoring, right? And in that, Nick Batum -20, Paul Reed -21. Buddy Hield -16.
And 11
those
minutes.
guys,
Kind of amazing.
those guys are all minuses. Paul Reed and Buddy Hield pulled their minuses in 11 minutes each.
Yeah, that's
right. That's pretty impressive to be that bad. And it didn't even think Paul Reed played that bad, right? 4 points, 5 rebounds in 11 minutes, but they couldn't do anything offensively, and obviously couldn't do anything defensively either. And I know Kyle Lowry kind of harped on that today. Like, we got to be better without Joel. Obviously, we know he's the anchor, but we got to be better. And it's so true. We look around the NBA.
They have a lot of veterans. You would expect them to be better.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But and you look around the NBA, all teams are going to stink when their star goes off the floor. Right? It's just a matter of not stinking out loud. Right?
Yeah, you got to.
I mean, the Knicks aren't the same without Brunson in the game, right? And the Knicks aren't the same without Brunson, and it goes across the whole NBA. But the Knicks, at least yesterday, did a good job of treading water while Brunson was getting his minutes, and it wasn't many. He played 41, so he only sat for 7 minutes. But we got to be better when Joel's off the floor overall, because I think as a team we can hang with them without Joel. I really do. I don't know that we can win, but I think we can hang. And as you said, with our veterans, we might be able to steal a game or two if we had to without Joel, or at least compete when he's not on the floor. We weren't even competing that second quarter yesterday.
Yeah, that was bad. It was really bad. The bench was terrible. The bench has to be better, in my opinion. I think they're going to be better. I don't want to keep harping on it, but they were so bad that it was glaringly bad. They have to be better, or we'll lose the series if they're not better.
Yeah. We might see it, Michael, that's for sure. Frank Hamilton chimes in. Maxey's a different breed. If you put him with AI's team at 0-1, he could have done the same thing, I believe. I do agree. I think Maxey's feeling a little bit more confidence going into this year. Last year was his first experience of the playoffs, or second, right? But this year is his first experience as like a lead guard, right? A borderline superstar. Star guard, right? And I think he played excellent yesterday. 44 minutes, 33 points.
He's just so tough to cover off the dribble. He pretty much can get wherever he wants, and he's great at getting to the lane, and he's great at finishing. So,
Johnny jumped. Johnny's jumping. No, Johnny, not like your avatar or your thumbnail. No, don't jump. We're all right.
I still don't think,
Johnny.
Listen, even if we lose tomorrow, it's not over. We might lose in 6. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying we're still in fine shape if we win at home. We just got to steal 1. We got to take 1 on the road. That's it.
Yeah, Jay, I did see Tatum get. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Joe's on the ground way too much. I've been saying that for years. I think part of his injury issues is that dude's always on the floor. For a 7-footer, he's on the floor more than any 7-footer in the history of the world.
Knicks 6, quite possibly.
I mean, I was saying Knicks 5 last night. Oh, you want me to slow down for you, Swobie? What?
Swobie said you talk too quick. And no, John, the alcohol was yesterday.
Yeah, I was slurring a little bit last week. Last week was slow. If you wanted slow Brian, he should have tuned in last Sunday.
Last week was slur, Brian.
Slurred, yes. Slurred is the word, yes.
Yeah, no, the rebounding, Kyle, as we talked about earlier, the rebounding is a huge factor. We got to be better at that. And Joel at the top, right? Joel only had 8 rebounds. Again, I think a lot of that has to do with him not being comfortable and him limiting himself to where he goes on the floor.
Yeah, he wasn't down low that
he
much.
Wasn't active.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
With Deshaw. Listen, like we said, we're okay with the guys that shot the threes last night taking the shots. We're okay with Josh Hart shooting the ball. We're okay with McBride shooting the ball. We're okay with OG Anunoby shooting the ball. But you got to close out better. They can't be wide open looks. Got to close out better. And if you do that, I'm okay with those guys shooting. I'd rather have them shoot than Brunson or DiVincenzo.
Agreed. Absolutely. Paul, yes. I agree with you. I don't know exactly what it is, but it is a lot of older guys.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the older guys they didn't play in the last one, right?
They want
back in.
They want one more run, right? Your Brons, your KDs.
LeBron didn't play in the last one.
Right.
I think Durant didn't. Like a lot of these guys are coming back, and they haven't played in 8 years, I guess.
Yeah.
So 2 Olympics. But
yeah, it is definitely the geriatric team as well.
I mean, they're gonna pound teams though.
Yes.
They are. I almost made a joke about Joel's chasing the gold, but I'm not gonna, since he can't win the playoffs chasing the gold. But we'll wait till next Sunday.
We'll wait till that, right? He might not. See, it's very possible, right? His status is technically up in the air. I expect him to play. The Sixers have come out and said they are not shutting him down, but he is still listed as questionable for tomorrow's game. If you're just joining us, our poll question tonight: the Sixers will bounce back and win Game 2. Do you agree or disagree? We got two agrees on this side. We do think the Sixers are going to bounce back, and I would agree even with or without Joel. I think I would agree with or without.
I don't know
Joel.
if I'm going that far, but I expect Joel to play, and I expect us to win.
Yeah, I agree, Frank, and I add Kelly Oubre to that too, right? I think Oubre, and that's where I think everyone wanted to say I was underestimating the Knicks, and maybe I am, right? But I believe that duo there and Kelly Oubre can give Jalen Brunson fits all series.
If he's going to shoot like that, I like our chances to win this series easy.
Yeah,
if he's going to shoot like that way. I understand that they beat us with him shooting bad, but I still think if he's going to shoot bad, we're going to win this series.
I like what we could run at Jalen Brunson, right? Just like when you look a couple years ago when we were able to run potentially 2-3 guys at Giannis, right? You know what I mean? Like you have guys you can run with length. Hell, we can even throw Nick Batum on switches and stuff. And he's going to, as he showed against like Tyler Hero and the guys in the Miami Heat and what he's done his whole career. Nick Batum can guard guards, right? So we have 4 guys that we can throw at Jalen Brunson, and 2 of them are guys with length and size. Listen, we got 75 people watching right now. Pound that damn like, will you please?
Hit that like. Maybe subscribe.
Hey, if you're here. If you're here, might as well,
why not?
Right?
Why not? Why not? I'll get drunk next week.
Yeah. We might be close to seeing some Ricky Council time. I don't know how close we are, but we might be.
I am all for limiting Tobias's minutes. If he's not going to be aggressive, no. I like when Toby is aggressive. I've said this before. I think I used to chant it years past, be aggressive, be aggressive. Come on, Toby. We need you aggressive. If you're going to be complacent and passive on the court, I don't even want him on the court. I don't even want him on the court then. I'd rather have Council play. I'd rather have Oubre play. I'd rather have anyone play but him if he's not going to be aggressive. We need you to be aggressive and look to score, Toby. You can't have 7 points. You can't. You just can't. We're not going to win. Agree. I thought Paul was okay, honestly. I know people were saying.
No, I agree. Like I think Paul, he was better than the numbers. Yes, Paul, I agree with you. Or Frank, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I understand that the minus, like, but we just got killed in the second quarter, which is when he played the most.
Yeah.
So obviously the minuses are very glaring with all those guys on the bench because they played a ton in the second quarter and we got destroyed. But I still think that Paul at least competes.
Yeah.
Which I will hang my hat on. Paul Reed's a little out of control at times. He's a little frustrating at times, but he goes out there and he gives 100%. He competes and he'll play defense and he'll try to rebound. So I'm not going to kill Paul too much.
And Swoopy, I agree. I think DeAnthony Melton is a huge miss right now.
Huge miss.
Especially on the defensive end. But he's also has the capability of knocking down a shot as well.
Yeah, like he's the kind of guy that when this second quarter is happening and we can't get a bucket, he's the kind of guy that can get a bucket off the bench. DeAnthony Melton. So is Kelly Oubre. I'm expecting Oubre to be a lot better next in game 2. I think Oubre is going to score some points. I know he had 10. I'm thinking a 20 spot out of Kelly.
Yeah. Casey, I also don't think that we expected Joel Embiid to hurt himself in game 1. Right? We talked about this last night. We talked about this all the time.
He did not come back.
Joel Embiid
he did not come back prematurely. I don't know why people keep talking about this prematurely. It's a 6 to 8 week injury. He was out for 9. Like, that's how long you're out when you tear your meniscus. He didn't come back prematurely. He came back at the time. He's just fucking always hurt.
Yeah.
That's the facts. He's always hurt.
And he's handled with baby gloves in that organization. So again, if he's not healthy and able to play, he's not going to play. They're not going to put him out there and ruin their investment long term. If he's in the game, it's because he's not going to hurt it anymore, and he is. You just got to trust it.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, listen, I hope he stays healthy. I think that he's probably not going to, but I hope he does.
Yeah, John, I
would love to see Toby getting more touches and looks.
I don't know where else he's getting the touches, John. I think he gets enough touches. He's just not aggressive enough.
Yes,
when
he
gets
those
touches.
John. He's passive. He's too passive. Be aggressive.
So
if I was in the NBA, I'd be jacking shots.
But John, he hit that first 3 from the corner, right? And we all thought good things were going to come of that.
Yeah.
And then he airballed the next 2. So what are we going to do? We going to go back
and
to watch him
hit it gun shy.
And then he stopped shooting. That's not on us. That's not on Nick Nurse. He played 31 minutes. He was 3 of 7, 1 of 4 from 3-point range, and the 3 misses weren't close.
He needs to be more of a factor. He needs to get himself going. I mean, there was times a couple years ago where I used to love him getting in the lane against smaller guys and backing them in and like hitting like little 7 to 8 foot jumpers. I don't know why he doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
He's just gone away from that part of the game, which I thought was a good part of his game. He shoots too many threes. He's not a good 3-point shooter. I don't know. Toby's very frustrating. I'm sure everyone feels the same way. Obviously, his time here is very limited because he ain't going to be back. But,
I know our HC socials posted. Would you take him back on a obviously lesser deal and lesser money? And I wouldn't. Take him back there was a point where I would say yes. Probably right now, I'm on a no.
He could play. He could pay the Sixers to play, and I wouldn't take him.
Yeah, but listen, fam. If you think the Sixers are going to win tomorrow, or even if you think the Knicks are going to win tomorrow, hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn your notifications on for us, and Big Boss is tuned in.
Thomas.
Champ, what up, Champ?
What's up,
Michael? I mean, I don't know.
Let's table that talk,
first
Michael.
round picks, maybe.
I don't want to go there yet, but you're on to something. Let's wait a week or 2, Michael.
Maybe 3.
And let's wait a week or 2, Mike. I don't want to go there yet, but you're close.
So listen, he was listed as questionable today, which is a great sign, right? It's questionable pretty much means you're going to play. So day 2 is the day after the injury is the day. So the fact that it's not doubtful, right, and
Agreed.
It's questionable leads me to think that he'll be okay. And I think me and Greg talked about it. I think the second half was more of just like he's scared of it again, right? Yeah. Like he's scared of it again. It's a trust. Like these people out there need to understand this. He's medically cleared to play. Stop acting like, right, Keith Pompey and different dryer sheets out there. Stop acting like somebody rushed him back. It's what nobody understands.
Yeah, I don't understand people keep talking about premature. It's not premature. He's out for 9 weeks.
Like, how long you want him to be out for? You want to sit the whole season out? Like, I don't know what people want. Like,
he said
he's medically cleared to play. He said it a week ago that he's got to learn and deal with there's going to be some pain with it at times.
Yep.
There's going to be some discomfort with it at times, and the mental aspect of getting over that. That's all.
Anyone that's hurt your knee before, you still feel that stuff. I hurt mine 11 years ago. I still feel it. But you're right. It's mentally. It's in your head. Like, your knee's good. You got to get over the mental hurdle of wondering if it's good. Because when you play afraid to get hurt is when you get hurt.
Absolutely.
So, Tommy, do you to the poll question? The Sixers will bounce back and win Game 2. I have a feeling I know where you're going, but do you agree or disagree?
I don't know. It's tough. Like, I don't want to like disrespect the Knicks. I'm gonna say a couple things. When you start chanting after one win, when first off, you can't see Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals. So as fans, you just jumped it. You just said this series is over. We're on the Eastern Conference Finals in Boston. First off, pumper breaks. You won one damn game. Then you're burning jerseys too. We're burning jerseys.
And we're jumping to the Eastern Conference Finals. There's a playoff series in between that, which you're going to face a pretty good team in either Indiana or Milwaukee. So I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't
know if you watched Milwaukee play today without Giannis, but they looked kind of good.
I will say that they do win game 2.
Time shooting from the parking lot.
They will win Game 2. I can't believe that Josh Hart's going to shoot like that again from 3.
Agreed.
The other backup point guard who I don't even give a crap what his name is. I got a feeling he ain't going to drop 21 on us again. Yeah. So a lot of things like that. Now, what you'll say to me is, "Oh, Brunson won't go 8 for 27 or 8 for 22 again, or whatever the heck it was." Yes, he will.
I think we can make it harder.
I think he will. Yes, he will, because we were up in him, and that's not going to stop in this series.
Yeah, that's the game plan.
We said somebody else is going to have to beat us, and Game 1, two other guys beat us. Okay. The biggest, it's as simple as this. You cannot get out 23 offensive rebounds and that turn into 26 points. That's
and only have 24 defensive rebounds.
That's
embarrassing.
It's
they
absurd.
Almost out-rebounded us on offensively. Like, that's unheard of.
So I think they win. I think we rebound better. I want to believe in Nick Nurse and his coaching staff. I want to believe in his players. With these players, we're a better baseball. I'm so stuck on baseball. We're a better basketball team. That's why I was on a baseball field for 12 hours. And before I even get this, I want to give a shout out to arguably one of the toughest groups I've ever seen. One of the toughest groups that I've ever been around. That they just scratch, they call, they fight. There's zero quit. And you say that, people say that all the time. No, I'm telling you, there's zero quit. When you're down 5-2 in a chip, it's so easy to just, hey, that's it. Yep. We're gonna go home. We were down 3 times in this baseball game. 3 times. 3. Wow. And we'll walk it off in extras, and the toughness and the resiliency and the response is what we teach players all the time, is what we talk about on here for pro athletes. This group's special. I owed them a shout out. So I was at the 36 minute mark. All right.
37-minute mark.
37-minute mark. Clip it.
Clip it.
Clip it. But there's my love for them because they deserve it and they keep asking me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you win, you get love.
Yep.
You win, you get love.
BB, I think we would all love to see that one time.
Which one was that, Greg? Who?
Sorry, PB.
He said he'd give almost anything to see Joel healthy for one postseason run.
Oh, PB, absolutely.
Yeah. I literally will donate him my knee. I'm not sure that it's going to do much for him, but I'll donate it.
I got another kid coming, so you can take my left testicle.
You can
John no more.
You can John Kruk me. Is that John Kruk over there? You can Kruk me without the C word. Like, I don't want the C.
Half the man I used to be.
Yeah.
I'll take half the man I used to be for him healthy one postseason.
Oh, Kruk.
What'd you guys say to the poll?
We both agreed.
We agreed.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Not great, but listen, we kind of said the same thing you said though. Listen, you gotta rebound better. Okay, that's number one. And then I do not expect that their bench is going to severely outplay our bench like that again. Like 36 more points bench scoring from them, no chance. Our bench is too good. They had a bad first game, obviously, but our bench is too good. I expect them to play well, and I would think it's going to be much closer in bench scoring throughout the series. And if that's the case, we should win the game.
Yeah, I mean, their bench obviously consisted of Bogey, Mitchell Robinson, and McBride.
All three had more points than our entire bench.
Yes, and Tobias Harris. But they also went 8 for 13 from 3 between the two of them.
Yeah,
I mean, that's lights out.
McBride, our bench had 7 points. McBride had 21. Bogdanovich had 15.
Yep.
Robinson had 8.
Yeah.
KZ, are you out of your mind? Are you literally out of your freaking mind? You said Embiid has issues against big athletic centers when he's healthy. What issues? What issues? Riddle me the issues. 35 a game? 35 a game, he's having issues? What are you, Casey, I feel like you're anti-Embiid. What issues?
What centers
dominate? He's dominated
what centers
the whole league.
what centers has he had issues with? I mean, everyone says he ducks Jokic, but besides that, who has he had issues with? Because I don't remember him having issues with anybody.
Yeah.
Frank, imagine having that opinion. He's not on one leg. He's a quitter. Imagine writing that out to yourself. Like, imagine typing that out, calling a guy a quitter who had needed help getting off the court, couldn't put pressure on his knee, and then came back in the game. So imagine calling that guy a quitter. I mean, you want to say he's never healthy in the biggest moments. You want to go down that route. I'm right with you. But
I mean, that's true.
Do not start slandering guys and call them quitters when his coach says how bad he wants to be out there. His teammates know it. Everybody knows what this means to him. He's had the worst luck I've ever seen from a great professional athlete. Arguably the worst luck outside of Grant Hill. Grant Hill's right there with him.
There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys that couldn't stay. I
don't know if there's anybody at his level that couldn't stay healthy. Will you tell me who that guy is?
Well, I'm just saying. You look back in history, guys that are hurt are always hurt.
Okay, that's not the question. Name another great player at his stature that always got hurt like this.
Ready? I got one for you. The eighth wonder of the world himself, Bill Walton. It fits. Always hurt. Broken foot like 1,000 times. And he was MVP, and he won a title. He might be better than Joel, actually.
Well, he won a title, so he
won a title when he was young, and then he was hurt for years. Then he won a title again with the Celtics when he was old, but he was hurt for a ton of years. He couldn't even walk for a while, I think.
I do agree with you, Frank. Nurse is a better head coach than Tibbs.
And I think we'll see that in game 2.
Yes, I gotta say, I think we'll see the fact that Nurse is a better coach, and that's going to propel us past this team. So I think Nurse is a much better coach than Doc as well. Doc's terrible. I would love to see the Bucks, but we got to get past the Celtics first, or the Knicks first. But I would love to see the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm not calling on anybody right now. Right, like who I want to say. I
watched Dame shoot the ball from the parking lot all afternoon. I was like, damn, I'm not sure I do want to see the Bucks now, but. But yeah, I mean, listen, I still think that we're going to win this. I think we're going to win tomorrow. I think we're going to win the series, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think obviously tomorrow sets up, the rest of the series. We're going to see how Joel feels. And it's, as you said, Wells, it's going to be a completely different series, whether we come back 1-1 or 0-2.
Yeah, again, I'm not right. I'm not there.
I don't think it's. Yeah, I still think
I don't say it's over. I'm just saying it's different,
this.
Right?
Yeah. It obviously different. You don't want to go down 0-2 in series, but you're not going down 0-2 at home, right? You're going down 0-2 in a road. So until somebody wins in somebody else's building, the series doesn't start.
Sure.
I mean, I may have said that already, but
been the old adage for years, right? So like you've seen teams go down 0-2 in somebody else's building, and I'm not saying it's going to happen for us. It's not our luck, but we've witnessed that in the past. Teams down 0-2.
Then we'll lose game 4.
Then they go win games 3 and 4. We've seen it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
It's happened before. And guess what? We don't even know how it's going to work because we thought we had the Celtics last year up 3-2. That didn't work. So you never know. You never know. Yeah. You never know.
So Conball says we're going home in 5 games. So he's out.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying that last night, but that was a lot of the I was a little fired up after the game and how the game ended. That was a lot of my game 5 Knicks in 5 talk. But I mean, if Embiid's hurt, we might be going home 5.
I didn't slip in. You're an anti-Embiid guy. You called him a quitter, or no, it wasn't you. So when did I
Frank did.
Frank called him a quitter.
But you said that you did say that Casey's not an Embiid guy.
Well, teams like it. Yeah. I mean, he talked about 3D legs.
I believe
and everything else.
I believe someone once said, if it looks like a rat and smells like a rat.
Yeah, I did. Listen, at the end of last year, I came on here after that show and I was ready to trade him. I was ready to move on. Okay.
Yeah, I might be ready to trade him next Sunday. We'll find out.
A week later, I didn't want to trade him. Right.
We'll find out.
And that's what he does to it. And Joel Embiid's career is defined by like that. the alley-oop dunk to himself. And maybe, like I said, he dunked on all of New York, the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building. And then somehow that's the emotion that we've gone through for years when it comes to Joel Embiid. The all-time epic dunk.
Yes!
And let's go! And then, oh my God, he's down.
And
oh my God. And Lena, like, she's asleep, but I would bring her on if she wasn't. She's like, are you about to cry? And I'm like, Len, maybe I am. Stop talking to me. You understand? Stop talking to me. Stop trying to make me feel better, because nothing you're going to do is going to make me feel better in this moment.
It won't be the first time I've cried over Philadelphia sports.
Yes, I'm
dead.
It
probably won't be the last.
And she's like, well, why? Why? And I'm like, well, you got to understand how invested, not only as a fan I am into this, but everything we do here on A2D. Like, I'm invested in it. I'm tired of coming on here and having to talk about a kneecap, an Achilles, a back, whatever the heck it may be. I'm tired of talking about
broken orbital bone.
Like, I'd rather talk about a bad team trying to figure out a way to get better than come on here and constantly talk about, oh, he's hurt again. Like, we sat here and said, oh, this is set up for us now. Like, he's coming back. He's going to be fully healthy. And it just seems like it's never going to happen. We're going to find out game 2.
It lasted a good 22 minutes, I'd say, about 20 minutes of game time. Of us being like, oh, we're healthy.
You said you called him a quitter.
No, that wasn't him. That wasn't him.
Sorry, Kyle.
It was Frank. It was Frank. Sorry. It was Frank.
Frank. And it's okay to be frustrated.
Frank, you can be frustrated. I'm not going to call him a quitter, but you can be frustrated.
No, you don't call him a quitter. He's consistently hurt in the biggest moments. Like I said to you guys last night, right? You said Joker dominates the NBA, blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, we have a guy that dominates the NBA every month until April. So, I mean, I talked to guys about it today. Joel Embiid is a better basketball player than the Joker. And if you can sit here and argue with me,
I don't know.
Well,
just because of how he makes everyone better. I'm not saying that Embiid makes everyone as better around him as Joker does, but I would say better scorer. Yes.
I'm not done. Let me finish this little rant here. Because his game of his ability to read double teams this year, his ability to pass to the open guy, his ability to look at the court and not be a dog on a hardwood floor really grew this year. His game, and we know it, before he got hurt, he took it to another level. He was better than he was last year. He was definitely
averaging more assists than he ever has, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's learning how to get guys better around him. So that's why this year he had the edge to me. He was, listen, the other guy's an NBA champion. Obviously, when you factor in the body of work, the health, all the other things, he's better. Obviously, he's better. I'm talking about take the injuries away, pure talent. Joel Embiid's better. That's not even up for debate. And Joker's right there. But listen, maybe it's homerish, or maybe it's just the fact that, like, I watched both play, and one guy literally.
I like the fact that like a fat dude that can barely jump is dominating the NBA.
Me too. I'm not against it.
I am a fan of that.
It gives hope to every fat kid out there.
Yes,
that,
huge
like,
fan.
Hey, like,
yes. I'm not a kid though anymore. I'm not a kid anymore.
Yes,
though.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, we're both older than he is. But yes.
But fat guys need loving too, right?
It just brings a smile to my face when I'm like, that guy can barely jump over a piece of paper. He's the best player in the league. It's incredible.
It is amazing.
It is quite amazing, and they're gonna whip the Lakers' ass. Last night, people were telling me, "Oh, Lakers might beat this team." Like, you are crazy. The Nuggets are going to kill the Lakers.
Yeah,
kill them.
What time tomorrow night? 7:00 start.
7:30.
7:30, I think.
A little better.
7:30.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I think we're going to get it done tomorrow.
I agree. I think we get it done too.
Absolutely, Luke. Listen, if Buddy's not shooting, why is he on the court? Because he don't do anything else well. So shoot the ball.
Yes. Yeah, but Buddy, I mean, sadly, we have to say, Buddy and Tobias have to be more factors tomorrow.
Yeah.
Buddy and Tobias have to be more factors tomorrow.
This is a broken record. It's just like Joel always being hurt. Tobias always not being aggressive. Be aggressive, Toby. I don't care if you miss shots. You should never shoot 7 shots in a game. You're on the floor 30 minutes. Shoot the ball. Create a shot. Why does he not go into the paint anymore? Back somebody down. Stop shooting threes. You stink at it.
Yeah, like me and Greg talked about last night. He buries the first one from the corner.
Yeah, and then we're feeling good. Next 3 hit the Empire State Building.
Yeah. Well played. I said Statue of Liberty, but either way.
Yeah. Either way.
It's something it's not
one might have
to.
hit the Statue of Liberty, the other one hit the Empire State Building. That's how off he was.
That's how terrible he was.
Yeah. And we do need Buddy to shoot. Buddy has to be hitting some threes. And we need Tobias just to be aggressive. Be aggressive. Look for your scoring because you're going to get open looks. Yeah. It's just the way it is. It's how it's been for years now. You're going to get open looks. Look for your scoring.
Yeah, and you said earlier, Wills, Buddy doesn't play a lick of defense, right? So when you're on the floor,
and he doesn't rebound a ton, so it's tough against this team. At least got a lot of minutes.
You at least got to put in as many points as you're giving up.
Yeah, and it's like I said, he might not play a ton in this series because the Knicks rebound the hell out of the ball, and he's not going to really help you defensively, and he's not going to really help you on the rebound. So he's probably not going to see a lot of time. He's probably only going to play 12 to 15 minutes a game. But we need him to shoot threes when he's in there. That's what your job is to do, is to make open looks.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And, it's just our luck that we get a guy who's arguably one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA right now. And
I think top percentage over the last 3 seasons. Yeah. So, yeah. You could say he's the best.
And we can't get that guy to make threes.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, welcome to Philly.
Mm.
Welcome to our Thunderdome.
Yep, this is how this goes.
All right, we want to transition over to a little bit of Phillies before we get out of here.
Luke, I'm in agreement, and I think we said it earlier. If he's not being aggressive and looking to score, I don't even want him on the court. I'd rather have Paul Reed on the court, or Kelly Oubre, or anyone. Honestly, I'll take Ricky Council.
Yeah. We might be close to seeing Ricky Council time. I mean,
I'm not sure that they're going to trust him, but listen, I would kick in the ass, little instant offense.
Again, I know it was just a regular season game against the San Antonio Spurs, right? But he played crucial minutes in that game down the stretch, right? It was almost a must-win in scenario. I agree with you. Playoffs is a different scenario than a regular season game, but when it comes down to how many guys are you going to run out there if you're not running Toby out there in crunch minutes? Who knows? I think I agree in a sense that we might be down if we're seeing Ricky Council play. We might not be in a good spot, but hell, at least he's going to give effort.
Yeah, like we said, listen, I can live with Paul Reed on the floor because I know he's going to give 100% effort. I'm not sure that Toby is. And that's terrible to say about a guy making $30 million a year, but it's the truth.
No, I agree. I mean, he obviously Nick doesn't play him a lot in the end of games recently.
Yeah, because Nick sees the same things that we see. He has eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And listen, like you say it all the time, Wilson. I mean, it's just be aggressive, Toby.
Yeah,
be aggressive.
That's what we need. You have to be aggressive.
Be downhill, all those things, and he just. I know he just isn't.
He never is. He never is. And you'll see it sometimes, and you're like, "That's the kind of guy. Like that's what we need out of you." And then he just goes into a shell again.
Yeah,
it's truly amazing. It's like
it really is. It's incredible. A couple years ago, we were talking about this before you came on. A couple years ago, remember he used to take smaller guys into the paint, and he would hit that 8 to 10 foot turnaround jumper all day. He doesn't do it anymore ever. I don't get it. I
really don't. I don't know.
Like you can stop if you're not hitting threes. We've always been told this. Even when you were younger playing basketball, you're not hitting your shots. Get to the bucket. Try to get to the line. Try to see a ball go through the hoop, and you start feeling better about yourself. It's a simple thing. I don't know why.
You're absolutely right.
I don't know why he doesn't ever try to get an easier shot for himself, and he's very capable of doing it. Because he's not a good finisher. Like when he drives, he doesn't finish well. I would rather him take that little 8 to 10 foot jumper.
Tobias and Cassie should swap teams and see if anyone notices a difference in performance. Cassie's been had good transition over to Phillies. Cassie's been hit well the last couple games.
Guess what? Listen, the Phillies. If we want to transition to the Phillies, this is a huge week for the Phillies, considering that we're about to go on a big long road trip.
Yep, 10 games.
West Coast. I think we got the Angels. We got Padres.
Start Cincy.
Cincy, San Diego. Angels, I think.
Angels, yes.
Yeah. Angels early next week, which I love. I love 10 p.m. games during the week. Everyone else can fucking sit on it. I don't care. I love them.
Me too.
Love them.
Me too. I wish the Sixers played at 10 tomorrow.
Seriously, can we play at 10 every game? I'd love to play at 10 every night. Everyone crying about it. I can't get up for work. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. All right? I miss games all year. All right? I love it. But yeah, listen, like I said, huge, obviously, 6-0 week here. Listen, any team in baseball plays the White Sox every game, and they'll be the best team in the history of the sport because the White Sox are awful. They're not bad.
Stupid bad.
They're awful. They're not bad. They're awful. Reinsdorf should be killed. They're awful. They are awful. Now, but that's what you got to do. You got to sweep a team that's awful. And we did exactly what you have to do.
And we did that with two teams.
Yeah.
2 teams.
And they did it with the Rockies, too, who aren't as bad, but they're very bad on the road, have been for years. So it's a great sweep.
Yep.
And you go into this road trip with some momentum. And they're not, listen, and the 10-game road trip is tough regardless, but we're not playing the toughest teams here. I think Padres are right around 500. The Reds are right around 500. The Angels are right around 500. So we can go 6-4 on this road trip. That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. We didn't play any good teams, but you have to do that when you play bad teams.
Yeah, they all get paid to play baseball. Okay, you can't take it for granted. You can't take it for granted. You have to win those games. And
dude, it's Major League Baseball.
We've seen us in the past not win those games or not sweep those series. So to get the sweeps was huge.
Yep.
Yeah, this isn't like amateur baseball, right? Like this is big league baseball. And yeah, you're gonna have teams that stink that you play against, but your job is to go dominate those teams.
Yeah, they're still going to win 40 games, 50 games.
Well, good teams do that. Good teams go bury teams they're supposed to bury. That's what's different. That's what great teams do, right?
Yeah, that's the difference between winning 85 games and 100 games. Is you bury the teams that you're supposed to bury.
You bury them. That's what Atlanta did all last year, right? I mean, they feasted on teams that stunk. So, and that's what we did. That's what we did, and we didn't get out to that start, right?
Yeah.
We were playing down a little bit. Our bats weren't coming alive, and sometimes you need that. Right, like sometimes you need, to go against a 4 or 5 win team, get your bats going a little bit.
It was a great week. It was a great week to face those two teams, like we said, because of the fact that our bats weren't going and they got a little giddy up. They got a little juice going into this road trip. And I mean, obviously, Trey's hot. Trey's very hot right now. He's hitting the ball great.
In the 2-hole? That's funny.
Oh yeah.
He still should bat leadoff, but it's fine. If he's gonna hit, he can hit anywhere. I don't care.
Oh, can he? I'm not gonna stop with you.
That's fine. He should be batting leadoff. I'm fine with it. He should be batting leadoff.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't have the energy for it tonight, but I love it. We'll love to bat away, but I just don't have it. I left it out there.
Listen, Schwarb's has been hitting. Turner's been hitting. Bryce actually hasn't really been hitting, but he's been picking up some RBIs. He hit better this week than he has the previous weeks, so hopefully he's starting to get going. And Cassie showed some life this week, which is incredible. And I love me some Marsh. Brandon Marsh is a hell of a player.
Yes. Hell of a platoon player.
Hell of a player. Listen, he should.
You know what, though? The other side of it, too.
I'm okay with him sitting out against an occasional lefty, but he should be playing mostly every day.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep bringing that up until he's an everyday player, because he is, right? But the other side of it, too, is, like you said, you brought up Casty, but other guys have been struggling to starting to hit the ball, right? Witt's finally showing a pulse a little bit. But even like, I know I mentioned it last week, but Pache Rojas. Why did I say Pache? I don't even like Pache. Rojas is starting to be competitive.
He's at least putting the ball in play.
He's
and
competitive.
Using his
He's finding barrels. He's working counts, right? That first week and a half, 2 weeks, he was 3 pitches and out.
I thought we had to send him down.
He was 3 pitches and out.
He was swinging at everything. He wasn't hitting anything. He can stay in the big leagues and stay a center fielder if he's going to put the ball in play, use his speed, and work counts.
I mean, hell, he's batting 265 right now.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. He's going to bat ninth. We know that, so I'm fine with that.
He's batting 260. They changed a pitcher to face Rojas with Schwarber on deck. Now, Rojas grounded out, but the guy still faced Schwarber. They brought in a righty to face Rojas with Schwarber on deck. Like, that's how moronic the White Sox are.
I was going to say, they are the White Sox.
And then Schwarber took him to the second deck. But they made that change when Rojas was coming up. That was insane to me. But let's not miss though our starters. I saw this from
Starter's been excellent.
John Foley on Twitter. The 6 games, our starters 44 innings pitched, 22 hits, 300 runs, 8 walks, 48 Ks, 0.61 ERA, 0.73 WHIP. And then he runs down like the list of everybody's, last few starts. That's insane. Again, granted, we're playing the worst, but you have to do that against the worst teams. We've watched Phillies teams in the past not do this against the worst teams.
First off, Colorado usually hits against us. So to do it against Colorado was great because I feel like we usually have some wild games with Colorado, like 9-8 games, 10-8 games. So, yeah, it was great. Listen, it was a great week. Our pitching has been substantially awesome.
Our starters. Starters. Our bullpen. Our B relievers. Our B relievers are questionable.
Our top bullpen arms have been good. The secondary guys have been shaky.
Yes.
At best. I thought we might lose yesterday for a second.
Yeah.
After
what was the Rockies game too, where Gregory Soto walked the bases loaded, right?
Yeah. Soto. I feel like Soto should be so much better than he is.
He should be.
He's got the stuff to be better than he is.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that Tigers team. I'll tell you, that Tigers team's scrappy.
They are.
Scrappy young team.
They got AJ Hinch.
Kerry Carpenter hits.
They got AJ Hinch, right?
Yeah.
AJ Hinch can coach.
True.
When he's not cheating.
And Kerry Carpenter can hit.
Yeah.
They got
a bunch of guys that can hit that lineup. Torkelson, Carpenter.
I like Carpenter. I like Riley Green.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know why I was going Quentin Berry, but Riley Green is the young kid I was thinking of.
Yeah, what's it called? Stinks, but he can still field the ball well. Bias. It's incredible how far he's fallen off from hitting.
Javi
Bias cannot hit the baseball.
He stinks now.
He can still play a damn good shortstop, which keeps him in the league, but he can't hit worth a lick. He's batting 8th for the Tigers. That's embarrassing.
That's really embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
Contemplate retirement?
Yeah. I saw a video the other day going around X.
A year, so he probably ain't retiring anytime soon.
Yeah. I saw a video going around X the other day of the downfall of Javi Baez should be investigated. How good he was with the Cubs, right? And how electric he was, and then what he is now.
Once you went to the Mets, once you go to the Mets for a year, it's all right, you stink now.
Yep. Ruined you.
That's what the Mets do to you.
You get that smell on you.
You get the stench.
That New York City dumpster juice stench.
The old Met stench.
Yeah, and it's typical Phillies, right? We're 8-2 in our last 10. So are the Braves, right? Braves are 8-2 in our last 10.
Yeah, and so are the Mets, I think, as well, by the way.
The
Mets started bad. They've been playing great ball. They just almost swept the Dodgers. They lost today. But the Mets have been playing good ball. What's the call's been hitting, which is crazy because he hasn't hit for a year and a half. Lindor.
Yeah, they are 8-10. Sorry, Braves are 7-3.
Yeah, I don't know how he doesn't hit consistently. He's so good.
You see, they tried to give him the Trey Turner standing O. Did you see that?
No, did they?
They tried to give him a Trey Turner standing O, and so the reports coming out was after the round of applause, Francisco Lindor is starting to hit.
To me, I know he's a switch hitter, but he hits so much better righty. I almost would tell him just stop hitting lefty, just hit righty.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York. A lot of things in New York.
Yeah, so early on, but Phillies are 1 game back. Braves are 14-6. Phillies are 14-8.
Yeah, we're right in it. Good start.
And Mets are there.
Good start. Good start.
To your point, Brian, Mets are there 2.5 games, 12-9.
Yeah, they've been playing well.
I think Phillies are 2nd or 3rd in the National League in home runs.
I don't know how long it's going to sustain for the Mets. I don't like the Mets pitching that much. And the Braves, they're still winning games. They're averaging 6.4 runs a game, which you're going to win a lot of games, averaging 6 runs a game. But the Braves pitching is a bit of an issue. Which I love.
They're not yet dealing with the loss of Strider, but it's bound to hit them.
I'm assuming that kid that pitched well last year is probably going to be back shortly. Elder, I think.
Bryce Elder.
He'll go into the rotation. But they got old man Charlie Morton, who's still doing it, but he's old as dirt. He could get hurt at any time. He's 40, I think. And then, obviously, they lose their ace in Strider. what's called seems to be bouncing back, but he struggled early, and we hit the hell out of him the first game. Freed,
Sale.
Max.
Freed.
Yeah, and Sale. I mean, you know what Sale? Sale's always. He can get hurt at any time. Chris Sale.
Yeah. Yeah, and their fifth starter right now. Well, the
Vines, right?
No, Reynaldo Lopez.
Oh yeah, former bullpen guy.
Yeah,
he's
for the White Sox, right?
Which is strange.
Yeah.
But the other guy that's been starting, I think he started today, Vines. He'll probably be the one that's out once Elder's back. But yeah, and Albies is hurt. Yep.
And yeah, thanks Don for bringing up my fantasy team.
Their catcher's hurt. Sean Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy's
Darno hit 3 homers yesterday, but
yeah,
Sean
and
Murphy's
a grand
hurt.
slam, right?
Yeah.
One of which a grand slam.
Travis d'Arnaud, former Philly.
Yeah, definitely was a former Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Joe, yeah. Isaiah Joe hit shots.
Thank God he didn't when we played him, though, because he missed 2 wide open ones.
This Oklahoma City team's tough.
Yeah, they're scrappy. I don't know if they can.
I don't think they'll get out in the second round, even though they're the 1 seed. I just think they're not ready yet, but they're good. They're on the cusp. They're on the cusp. And I love me some Wembyana. San Antonio is going to be very, very good in the near future. Wembyana is awesome.
We got 104 people liking overall, 53 over on YouTube. We're 50 over on YouTube right now. Only 25 likes. Come on, hit that like for us. Hit that subscribe. Tune in. You know we're going to be here for all Sixers-related content and shows. Phillies getting hot. So we're going to be here for the Phillies as well, and we got draft season coming up this week.
Yeah, draft Thursday. Got
yeah,
a lot of coverage. A lot of coverage for the draft.
We got you covered. Thursday, Friday, we got you covered. So let's go. And then also Thursday night, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. Maybe me and Greg will do it, but I got to jump off the draft and we're going to have to do a little Sixers 20-minute again.
Yeah, they just threw the 2 days travel. I mean, I guess because we're traveling. I don't understand why it's not Wednesday, but whatever.
We'll take the extra day.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're
Joe needs it.
Yeah, we'll take it. So it's Thursday, Saturday. Is that what it is? It's game 3 and 4.
Yeah, Thursday, Saturday.
Okay.
I believe. Martin said Sixers lose tomorrow and it's officially drafting Phillies season. Yeah, not yet.
Yeah,
not yet.
If they lose a game on the road, they lose game 3.
Yeah,
then maybe.
Again, not ideal. Not ideal.
Yeah, definitely not ideal.
Obviously, not trying to go down 0-2. It's not what you're trying to do.
I think we're going to win tomorrow. I really do. Feel good about it.
No, we go Thursday, Sunday.
So there's a second 2-day break.
Yep.
What time is the game Sunday?
The NBA. I mean, it makes
1
sense.
PM.
It makes sense. The things
of course,
go
you're
to
on a baseball field.
It does make sense, Greg. Considering that the finals go to the middle of June.
Yeah.
The NBA just drags this fucking.
Just drags it out.
They drag this shit out of it.
Just drags it out. All right. Before we get to our crumbs, next week 7 games. Cincy for 4, San Diego for 3. What's your record heading through this week?
They play tomorrow night, so they got 7.
They do play. Yeah, so it's 7 games.
Yep, all set. I think 4 in
3.
Cincinnati. Yeah, 4 in Cincy, 3 in San Diego, and then 3 in the Angels for the entire road trip. But that's not until next week. Or the following week. Sorry. I'll go 4 and 3 this week. Sometimes we play pretty well in San Diego too. Even though last year I think or maybe 2 years ago is when they hit Harper in the face was in San Diego. But
2 years ago.
But yeah, we sometimes play pretty well in San Diego. I'd love to go out there and play well in San Diego. That'd be great.
So and I'll let you readjust. So we see Green, Abbott, Lodolo, Ashcraft in Cincy.
Yeah,
and then we see
Cincy's actually kind of tough. They're not bad.
We see Musgrove, Cease, and King in San Diego.
Yeah, 5 and 2.
Would love to go 5 and 2. Love that.
Yeah,
I think when you're playing good ball like that,
5 and 2. I'm going to keep rolling. Yes, I agree, Tommy.
Confidence is a real thing, right?
Absolutely.
So, when you're playing good ball and you're pitching like they are, I don't care who you're pitching against. You still got to hit spots, still got to get outs, and like Greg said, gave the numbers before. I mean, that's flat out electric.
Yeah, and guess what? The bats are hitting, and we're going to one of the best hitting ballparks in the country.
Cincinnati for 4.
One of the best hitting parks in the country. So would love to continue the bats staying hot.
Yeah.
And they also expect Taijuan Walker back this weekend.
I was going to say, is he going to pitch?
Somewhere in San Diego. The thought is obviously then Turnbull goes to the pen and Walker slides in.
I don't like that.
I don't necessarily either. I'd rather just add him, right? You know what I mean? Like go 6-man for 2 weeks and let it play out.
I'm honestly of the opinion that I think that Turnbull's better than Taijuan Walker.
He's sure pitching like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a tough decision to pull him right now.
Yeah, Chinese Taipei, Walker. I'm not sure.
I think for Turnbull's sake, it's great that he's scheduled to pitch in Cincinnati because Walker won't be back by that point. So at least he gets one more start. But they expect him to be activated around the San Diego series.
I think a lot of it.
He supposedly pitched today. Was his final rehab assignment in Lehigh Valley.
I think a lot of it
was throwing hard because I know his
I didn't read
velo was down. If his velo's up, I'm okay with it. He pitched pretty well for us last year for the majority of the season.
Well, I think they're worried about Turnbull's health being there too because he's always hurt. So
yeah,
he's
been throwing the ball well though.
No, he had. But I think moving him to the pen is like less bullets in their eyes. Maybe and they also owe Taijuan Walker a good chunk of money.
True. So, he also might just be like
the old guy, big chunk of money. He's going to come back. He's going to pitch.
And it's not bad to have Turnbull waiting in the back if we need him. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like because if one of the guys starts struggling bad, you can just flip him. You just flip him in.
Yeah. I got to stop yawning for 5 seconds. Yeah. Let's get into our crumbs.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll lead you off because it's pretty consistent. I mean, like I'll buy for 10 years. Like this is not hard to do, man. This is not hard to do. Like we can't call like strikes when the ball's bouncing, right? At certain levels, like we got to get away from that. And you're going to sit around and you're going to play. You're going to be on the baseball field for 10 hours or be gone for 10, 11 hours. Like, can we get the championship games? Can we have the best guys available, please?
Yep.
Like it's a disgrace. Like have the best guys that you have on your arsenal. Have them for those games. We should not be settling for guys that don't move from behind the plate. Like, there was a ground ball down the line, which fouled by 2 feet, and he never moved and caught it fair. And it's almost like he was letting like people dictate it for him. And I was watching strikes get called where the catcher's like literally diving in the other box. Like, okay, bro, if that's a strike, that's okay. Good for him. But like part of it is like we got to hit spots too. So if a catcher's inside and it goes all the way back to the outside, he's got to slide over to catch it, and you're calling it a strike. Probably not.
It should never be. That should. First off, I don't even care if it's in a strike zone. If the catcher has to move his glove a ton, that should never be a strike, in my opinion.
So we had a delay tonight, and I'll leave it with this. We had a delay tonight, and the count was 2-0. Okay, we had a delay because the sun was coming down right in everybody's eyes, right? So little like 10-minute, 12-minute delay just till the sun went completely down so everybody could see, right? We come out of that, and he's trying to tell me it's a 1-1. First off, the batter struck out, ball got away. I had a runner on third. He scored, and then they threw the kid out of first. Obviously, that runner doesn't score. But I was like, dude, it was 2-0. Like, now it was 1-1. He kept saying. I said, bro, I'm the home book. You understand that? Like, if you're coming out of a break, you need to confirm with the home book that that's a 1-1 count then, or a 2-0. I said, look, I pulled game there. 2-0. 2-0. It says it right there. Oh, I called the one a strike. The one what? The one that hit off a guy's thigh? You called it a strike? Like, no, you didn't. I mean, and I've been very good, but I'll go as long as I can go, and I will keep letting you know how bad you are tonight. Yeah. So when I go out for a mound visit, I'll point to them. Keep being this bad. This is atrocious. And I'll just keep saying, this is so bad. I've never seen something this bad. And I'll keep it moving. And then again, hit him again with it. Like, I'll just keep hitting you. And he's like, that's your warning. And I'm like, no, it's really your warning, honestly. It's your warning. Not my warning. All right? Not my warning. Lock in. It's not hard to do. It's really not that hard to do. And consistency is such a big part of it, right? Like, we can't teach hitters a certain way and look for pitches in the zone and don't chase. And then you expand zones and then shrink them. That's what he was doing. There was not one strike called on the other team that bounced, but 4 on ours. 4 where I got kids like walking out of the box like, I don't know what to do, putting their hands up. Like, you're screwing the game up.
If you're consistently bad, at least you're consistently bad. If you're going to be inconsistently bad, that's the worst you can be.
Yeah. Like, if you're consistently bad, it's one thing. But, like, this guy was all over the place.
Yeah, that's
no,
the worst
I
you
don't,
can be.
Don,
That's
I don't. I have not been tossed out of a game in over a year. So I do not like arguing with umpires at all.
He does. He does like it.
No, I don't say
He
anything
just
to
tries not
anybody.
to get tossed. He does. He loves it.
No, I don't love when guys are atrocious. You know what I mean? I don't. I do not like when guys are atrocious. I don't say nothing to umpires anymore. You know what I mean? Unless it's like warranted where, hey, I got to get involved here because you're downright, you're the worst. You're the worst.
He has cleaned up his life.
I
Yes.
cleaned up my life a lot. I don't get thrown out anymore. But I will take it to that limit if you need me to. If that's what we're going to do tonight, that I will take you to the limit. And I will just keep hammering in on you. Hammering in. But no, that's it. That's my crumb.
Well done. I like it.
Yeah,
And you won anyway, so there you go.
Baseball season's back. You know, baseball
season's
season's officially back when Tom names an umpire Crumb.
Yep.
We're
here.
back. We're
Well,
back.
and I went the first 2 weeks. I didn't have to. You know what I mean? First 2 weeks, it was clear sailing, and here we are.
Here we are. We're back.
And we're back.
That's after a win. That's after a chip. I got
After a chip.
after a chip.
Imagine if they would have lost.
Oh, it would have been. First off, I wouldn't have been on because I wouldn't.
Probably, yeah, he wouldn't have showed up.
You know, walk off and extras get you like jazzed up. So,
Oh yeah,
you know,
jazz
like,
hands.
I'll make it. But yeah,
Wills?
Yeah, I got a couple I could have, but mainly I don't like
Hi, Eileen.
the NBA. The NBA is my crumb. The NBA is my crumb. I just don't like the playoffs are so stretched out, and the stupid playing games I don't like either. Why? What are we doing? Look, can we end the stupid playing games? Just let the top 8 make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't
why
mind
9 and 10? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't mind it. Oh, I got double crumb.
It's just for making
I
more
got
money.
double crumb. The city of New York, you losers, you scumbags, you double standard pieces of garbage. Okay, your whole city's garbage. All right, now let me add on to this. So we get all this stuff talked about us with snowballs because it's lazy and we're such bad fan bases. And, Michael Irvin, we're gonna bring up Michael Irvin when you don't even know the details of that.
I cheered when Irvin was down. I'll be the first one to
I'll be right here.
I loved it.
We were puppies. We were tired of getting abused by him, right? Joel Embiid goes down last night, and Madison Square Garden gave that an ovation. That's downright disgusting, and nobody wants to talk about it. That's what I love about it. Where is New York? Where is the New York Knicks? They're a loser franchise. They've been a loser franchise. Why does nobody on ESPN, nobody in the big markets have anything to say about it? Now, Philly did that, and Jalen Brunson went down. Oh, my God, we're the worst. Yeah, because it's actually disgraceful. We shouldn't be cheering in 2024. We've grown enough that we don't need to cheer when a guy's down and he's hurt. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do it. And that happened last night. And that fan base is a bunch of scumbags. All right. And just like Brad Ryder and everybody else that's all New Yorked up, you're losers. Your city's a bunch of infested with big ass rats. And I hope one chews you up when you're sleeping.
Losers.
We think we haven't won shit. What did the Knicks won?
Nothing.
They're the biggest market in the world. The biggest market in the world, and you're perennial losers.
I don't think they've been to the Eastern Conference Finals since '94, which is 30 years ago. So I think they won the Cup that year too, and the Knicks went to the finals, and they lost. And I really hope that the Rangers lose in the playoffs.
Oh,
I don't want them getting to the Cup.
See ya. You miss Messier. You know, you miss those guys. You freaking clowns. You losers.
Stevie franchise.
I hate everything. Listen, the city's a dumpster. I hate everything about it. It's a tourist.
Awful
it's a
place.
Tourist trap.
Awful.
There's nothing to look at. What am I looking at? Big buildings. Oh, I go ahead with.
They got some good food. That's about it.
And so do we. So does everybody. So does every state. Every state's got their good stuff, right? It's 2024. Like the water in Florida is good enough now. The bread's better. Everywhere's got good food. All right. We're not living in 1980 where we can't send, a little plug. We can't send Baggio's bread down. We can send Baggio's bread down to Florida now, and you get the good stuff. All right. We couldn't do that in the past.
Yeah.
Fucking losers.
People don't understand the struggle.
I get above Trent and I start itching. I get above Trent and I start
tonight.
itching. I get too close to
doing that bomb tonight, but it was warranted.
If you're talking about New York losers, you can drop as many fucking F-bombs as you want.
I just
losers.
I hope Joel Embiid saw the Jersey,
losers.
the jersey burn, and I hope he saw that we want Boston. We want Boston. You want Boston?
Yeah.
Boston
First
will
off,
run
you don't
for
want
your money.
Boston. That's for sure.
You don't want
Nobody
Boston.
wants Boston.
Nobody's chanting we want Boston. Nobody in their right mind.
Nobody wants Boston.
Yeah, that's who we want.
Yeah. You see that team? See that team? That's the best team. We want them. Nope. Would love Boston to lose to someone. That would be great. Love to not see Boston. I despise New York, so I'm right with Tommy on this. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate walking around New York. The subway's disgusting. The people are disgusting. Hate New York.
It's one of the best players in the league. In the league. And for nobody to say nothing about it is mind-boggling to me. You do that for Joker. You do that for LeBron. You do that for any other Durant. You go down the list. All right? Because he's on that list. So anywhere you want to rank him, I don't care. But he's on the list of the face of the NBA.
I mean, he's on the Olympic team.
Nobody has a word to say about it.
Yeah.
Have you heard one peep about that? Outside of Philly, have you heard one peep about it? No. I'm tired of it. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep calling out the frauds like Stephen A. And first off, Kendrick Perkins, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Stop talking. I usually respect what you're saying. And now you're talking about should have never been playing. He should have never been playing. You should have never played. You should have never played. You big old man.
I don't understand that shouldn't be playing thing. He's back from injury. Like, guy's been hurt before and have come back from injury. I don't know why people keep thinking he rushed back. He was gone for half the fucking season.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
And with an organization that like handles him with kid gloves, right? Like, if he wakes up on the wrong side of the bed, he ain't playing, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
So did you finish, Wells?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. I'll give a PS. Satan had a good week. A lot of scumbags died recently. OJ's down there with Satan. He's a piece of shit. The rabbi from Cherry Hill, Newlander, he died recently. He's a piece of shit. So yeah, Satan's had a good week.
Satan crushing it.
Yeah, Satan crushing it.
I'm going to go the NBA, and I'll go all major sports as well. Just the hypocrisy around like sports gambling and like their banishing and or not banishing of players, right? I mean, like yesterday, ESPN playoffs were sponsored by ESPN Bet.
Yep.
But yet we're going to ban.
See that JJ Redick commercial every freaking 5 minutes.
Jonte Porter for life because he gambled, right? And like the whole thing would show like.
Well, the Jonte Porter is wild though.
No, I'm not saying it's not.
He was gambling on himself because he knew he wasn't playing. He was betting himself like overs, which is hilarious.
No, there needs to be regulation.
I mean, that's an aggressive move.
There needs to be regulation, but at the same time, the hypocrisy is written all over it, right? Like you're literally sponsored by ESPN Bet or by FanDuel or by DraftKings, and then Martian, I was going to get to that as well, right? You had a whole bunch of
Isaiah Rodgers was not reinstated, by the way.
No.
But you had a whole bunch of people that 3 guys didn't get. He's one of them.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people that were reinstated, and now he's not.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why he wasn't.
The whole hypocrisy around it. Like, I agree. There needs to be regulations. You should be able to bet on yourself.
Remember, it was illegal to do it?
Right.
For everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. So now they realize there's a lot of fazools.
It's a lot of money
involved in it.
Yeah.
And now, like you said, now we're gonna sponsor. We're gonna have ESPN Bet, DraftKings, FanDuel in every damn arena.
Everywhere.
In every damn arena flashing around. And you're talking about 21-year-old kids, and you don't think they're going to do something stupid? Can we stop it? And you're going to banish him forever? Like, I don't even care what he did. You want to give him a 2 or 3 year ban? Fine. Okay. It ain't banished forever, dude.
You're not going to do that to Shohei.
Now when you pump it down their throats, if Jonte Porter was a stud, I bet
if he had an interpreter, he'd be fine.
If he had an interpreter, he'd be all right.
Yeah.
So it's just it's the hypocrisy, and again, it needs to be somewhat regulated, right? But it's crazy because nothing's going to change because exactly, Tommy, it's completely legal now.
They're just going to
it's legal everywhere we go.
And keep not letting athletes gamble. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah,
I mean, in any sport, you're not allowed to. They don't let you. The NFL Super Bowl was at Vegas. The current players weren't even allowed on the casino floor.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
You sit by, Eileen. Have a great
night. Eileen.
Thanks for jumping in.
Eileen.
All right. Well, great show, boys.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay. See, New Orleans actually a pretty good game right now too.
Martian,
Oh,
things still to be determined on Rodgers. Technically, his year isn't up yet, so maybe that has to do with him not being reinstated when those other guys were. I don't know.
That's probably what it is. It's probably a year.
I think, Greg, I think you're right. I think you're right, because I think they were saying that they expected him to be reinstated before training camp. So I guess he's going to get reinstated soon, I guess.
Well, you know what we learned through all this too is that there's so many morons. Like everybody's like panicking about it. Not anybody in our chat or us, but everybody's panicking about Isaiah Rodgers, and it's like hasn't been a year.
Yeah.
Like it's right in front of us, guys. He's got a year. He's got a year suspension from the league. When the year's up, he will be reinstated. This is 101. Everybody panicking like he's not gonna get reinstated. Like, no, we know what he did. It wasn't as egregious as other guys who just got reinstated back. That's the funny thing. It wasn't even as egregious as Calvin Ridley, okay, who got reinstated after his year was up. It's not it's not, oh, new start to a calendar year, you're good to go. No, it's a full calendar year from whenever it happens. So if it happens in December, you're not playing till next December. This isn't hard. This isn't Roger Goodell hates the Eagles.
You on Cooper, Martian? I don't
love
know.
everybody was that. I
don't know.
Here we go.
I don't know.
I tried to avoid those comments in the chat. Tried to not bring the comments back up, but
I said last week that I wouldn't draft him. First white
maybe
corner in 20-something years. I just don't know. I don't know that I draft him.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm not worried about it. I'll worry about Thursday night.
Maybe we're not back.
No, we're back. But I'm not drafting the first white corner in 25 years, though. I'm just not. I'm not doing it. Because when he's a bust, everyone's gonna be like, "No shit, he's a bust."
What do you mean? You got the reincarnation of Jason Sehorn with pants falling down.
Jason Sehorn. He had a crazy interception against us that one year.
Not a shock.
That fucker.
Yeah.
That got me. All right, boys. Before I fall asleep on air.
Definitely.
Looking forward to the draft Thursday night. Looking forward to the Sixers tomorrow night. We got Phillies West Coast. So let's go, Wills.
Right? Love it.
I would love every game to start at 9:45.
You gotta deal with Cincy first. You gotta wait till the weekend for the West Coasters.
I think Friday is 9:45 San Diego, and then next Monday is when we're in the Angels, and those games are besides Wednesday, I think, which is a travel game. They're probably getting an afternoon game, but Monday and Tuesday are definitely late games next week. So we got a few. We got a few.
Casey got that snuck in. I didn't want to.
What did he say?
We're gonna make T-shirts. The whites are back.
Whites are back. Listen, I'm in firm belief. Whites are back.
I'm sure that T-shirt would not last
in sports.
Yeah, in sports.
I do want to.
Listen,
I do want to.
In sports.
In sports. I do want to make a T-shirt though that just says "Throw fucking strikes," and I want to wear it all the time because I
wear that everywhere.
I can't stand when people don't throw strikes. I can't stand it.
I say to the younger hitters all the time, and you guys will appreciate this. The guy in the box is set up to fail. You understand that? He's set up to fail. Don't make it easy on him. Yeah. Like, I'm not telling you to throw cookies. I'm telling you to live in the zone.
Yeah,
if you
just
live
throw
in the zone,
strikes.
Your success rate's going to be higher. If you walk guys, there's no defense for that.
Well, Wills has work.
That's gotta be
I might hop in late Thursday, but I'll be at work till like 10, so it sucks.
Don, if you unsubscribe, I will drive to Detroit and I will take you out. We'll put a hit out on you. We'll put a hit out on Don if we don't see him. What up, Mike Todd?
What up, Mike?
What's up, Tom? What's up, Mike? Thanks for joining us, brother. Listen, everybody. I don't know where we're at on those likes over on YouTube, but keep us going. We're 50.
We're 30.
We're 30. 30. We are 50 away from 10K.
Oh,
which is a
big
milestone for us. Big milestone for us and everybody listening. It's a big milestone for you guys.
Christ, we used to be pumped for remember when we got 100? Oh,
yeah,
we got 100.
Got 100. I feel like I was walking around.
That's a while ago.
Yeah, a little limp in your step. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Had a little swagger with your walk.
So when we were walking into Burlington studio.
Yeah.
Got 100.
Yeah, we were just hoping we got out all right. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We saw dancing in the streets. We saw some things.
Oh, the bunny dance. That was on Easter, I think.
It was.
Remember
that? That was our Easter drive up there. Yep, I remember well.
That was a great one.
Yeah, bunny dance.
Great one. It's a bunny dance, a little bunny hop.
Ooh, bunny hop. Mike Dunn, I love myself some Kool-Aid. All right, me and Chuck did it last night, our top 5 favorite prospects. So before we get out of here, I'll give you mine.
Kool-Aid McKinstry?
Obviously, my number 1 was Marvin Harrison Jr. That's a clear and obvious. I think he's the best player in the draft.
I would agree.
Not really going out on a limb. My second favorite prospect is Brock Bowers, which I think could obviously fit here in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Because Dallas Goedert's getting older, and Brock Bowers is that 3-down tight end too, right? Never needs to come off the field, which is very important. Terrion Arnold was my third guy, quarterback from Alabama. Another guy who think that we get around 22.
Yeah, possible. Yeah, possible get. Yes.
Cooper DeJean was my 4th, just because it's enticing, it's intriguing. As my 4th favorite prospect, Tyler Guyton from the offensive tackle from Oklahoma. I love.
Okay. Yeah,
he's raw. He's only had 15 career starts. He's 6'7". He's a former tight end.
Big boy. Yeah.
Real athletic. He's Lane Johnson's hand-picked guy to replace him. I don't know if you heard him say that.
No, I didn't hear that.
But Lane's a big Tyler Guyton fan, obviously in Oklahoma.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
But he needs 2 years, right? Or not 2 years, but he needs a year of seasoning. So it's a perfect 22.
I would be completely fine with that draft.
The fans will hate
completely fine with it.
But that's a good
I
pick
would be
at 22.
fine. Yeah, I'd be completely fine.
And obviously, like Chuck said it last night, you could probably trade back 5 spots and still get them and acquire some more stuff. Because
that would be great too. You probably get a 3rd rounder, move back 5 spots in the first.
Yeah, you add something else. And my last guy, my 6th guy was Kool-Aid. Because with a name like that, how you not good?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
I'll put my reputation on some Kool-Aid.
And he is raw, Martin. No Diddy. Yes. No
all those guys outside of Marvin Harrison. Well, I won't even count him out either. I'll leave you with this. Would you trade the 22nd pick in A.J. Brown for Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Yes.
Ooh.
I would.
I would not.
I would.
I don't think I would.
I would not.
I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be awesome. I think
old.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be awesome. I think A.J. Brown. I love A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown can be a bit of a diva. I'm not sure if Marvin is, but he might. I mean, listen. Once
Marvin's going around with Louis Vuitton sneakers or shoes.
Once you become a great receiver, you become a diva. So I'm sure that he's got a little diva in him.
He's a diva.
I'm not doing it for this
I would only do it. The reason I would do it is because you wouldn't have to pay Marvin Harrison that much right off the bat, and we could afford more other guys. That's the reason I would do it. But it's
understand.
Tough.
Yeah, I get you there.
I don't do it because AJ Brown's 26 or 27. He's
very young.
He's super young. Like I'm not like I know what he is as much as Marvin Harrison is my favorite prospect and all that. I don't know what he is yet. Like he hasn't played in the NFL yet. I expect what he is. Hear me out. You know how this goes. I expect that dude's a gold jacket.
I thought Charles Rogers was going to be awesome.
Yeah,
he wasn't. So yeah.
I feel like I would need more to do that deal. That's the crazy thing, right? Like I almost feel like if I do that deal, I need more back than just Marvin Harrison. I'm giving you a 22nd pick and an all-pro wide receiver. Like, I might need something back, but I don't do it. I've heard it mentioned a couple of times. I'll do that right now, Martian. I'll trade the 22nd first.
Absolutely. I'm right with you on that. Listen, I'm okay with going after a corner, but I would much rather sign a known commodity or get a known commodity at corner. Like I would love for Surtain. I'll trade 22 for Surtain in a heartbeat.
Me too. All right, let's get that out of here. Great show.
Yeah,
thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. It's been a great disagree. HED Radio.
Sixers.
Greg and Wilson did a hell of a job stepping in. I mean, they're always here, but stepped in because, of course, I'm on a field for 12 hours. Sometimes I just want a bad team. You know what I mean? Sometimes I get that 3-and-out team. I want to see what that weekend feels like.
Be done Sundays at 10 a.m.
But you don't really want that, though.
No, I don't want that at all.
No, you don't want it.
You don't.
I've been there. You don't want it.
You don't want it.
Because then you're waking up early on Sunday morning for literally no reason.
Yeah, and I've been there too. And like I said, these kids are.
Everything's better when you win. That's
this group's special, right? And you always say, I know Nikki talks about it, sweeps. I know Greg's talked about it. Wilson, I know you don't coach, but you would talk about the same thing. You want your team to take on your personality, right? If you can get your group to take on your personality, good things are going to happen. Well, I think it's safe to say that as of right now, we're taking on a little bit of that, which is nice. Yeah. So I just wanted to give them another shout out because they deserve it.
For sure.
Because they beat a really, really good team. Really good team. So, you get proud of that kind of stuff. It's not like you play tomato soup in the chip and you're like, should have beat
absolutely.
them. You're down 3 times. 3 times you're down.
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's tough.
Dude, I had a kid climb. So, Greg, MSI and how the bullpens are down the line. In extras. Hear me out here. in extras. They got one across, fly ball down the line, fading away. My dude jumps into 13 years old, jumps into the bullpen and catches the baseball in the outfield.
Like hurdles the fence and standing in.
Catch it as he's jumping the fence,
or
or
he's
he's jump the fence
over
and then catch it.
Look, he didn't jump over. Obviously, jumped up on the fence
Okay.
and brought it back over.
Nice. That's
Brought
awesome.
it back, dude. Maybe one of the best catches I've ever seen. I'm like, is this serious? And not only did he do that, he hit a granny.
Oh
no, he didn't hit a granny. He hit a granny yesterday, but he had an inside the Parker that he absolutely tattooed the other way, and then he also one hopped the fence on another one. Like at 13 years old, it's pure power. But yeah, that's all I have. So
That's
that catch
awesome.
was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah. All right, we out.
Let's go Sixers.
Let's go Sixers.
Go Sixers.
See y'all next Sunday. But I'll see you Wednesday. I'll see you Thursday, and I'll see you Friday. You got me all week. We out.